Welcome to Brewfix, where coffee meets craftsmanship. Most people assume espresso grinders come ready to perform out of the box. You plug them in, adjust the grind size, and expect great coffee. But after years of repairing, aligning, and diagnosing grinders, I can tell you this. Most espresso grinders are never set up correctly, even brand new ones. Today, I'll explain why that happens, what correct setup actually means, and how improper setup quietly ruins espresso consistency and flavor for years without people realizing it. Why people assume grinders are ready for day one. Grinders are marketed as precision tools, and visually they look complete the moment they're unboxed. Burrs are installed, motors run smoothly, and grind size adjustments appear responsive. This creates the illusion that setup is finished. In reality, manufacturers assemble grinders to functional tolerances, not optimized ones. Shipping vibration, factory alignment limits, and mass production variability all mean that factory setup is a starting point, not a finished state. What not set up correctly actually means. When a grinder isn't set up correctly, it usually isn't broken. It's misaligned, uneven, or mechanically unstable. Burrs may not sit perfectly parallel. The carrier may shift slightly under load. Threads may bind or drift. None of these issues stop the grinder from working, but they dramatically affect particle distribution. The result is excessive fines, uneven extraction, an espresso that swings between bitter and sour with no clear pattern. Why grind size adjustments can't fix this? Grind size only changes resistance. It doesn't fix uneven grinding. When burrs are misaligned, adjusting grind size simply moves the problem around. One side of the burrs cuts finer than the other, producing mixed particles no matter where the dial is set. This is why people feel like they're constantly chasing the grind and never landing on a stable sweet spot. The grinder isn't responding predictably because it isn't mechanically balanced. How this impacts espresso flavor. Poor grinder setup shows up in the cup as muddiness, bitterness, or hollow acidity. Fines extract too quickly and release bitter compounds early, while larger particles under-extract and contribute sourness. Even when shot time and ratio look correct, flavor lacks clarity and structure. This is why people often blame beans, water, or machines when the grinder has been shaping extraction incorrectly the entire time. Why cafes and home users miss this. In cafes, grinders are adjusted constantly to keep service moving, but rarely inspected mechanically unless they fail completely. At home, users assume inconsistency is part of the learning curve. Grinder setup isn't taught because it's invisible, technical, and rarely discussed outside technician circles. Yet it's one of the most impactful factors in espresso quality and consistency. What proper grinder setup changes? When a grinder is properly set up, aligned, stable, and clean, espresso becomes predictable. Adjustments behave logically. Dialing in takes minutes instead of hours. Flavor becomes cleaner, sweeter, and more repeatable. From a Brewfix standpoint, this is one of the biggest unlock moments for both baristas and home users because it fixes the root cause instead of treating symptoms. Most espresso grinders aren't bad. They're just never finished being set up. Once you understand how grinders actually behave mechanically, espresso stops feeling random and starts making sense. At Brewfix, I document real grinder repairs and setups so coffee lovers, baristas, and technicians can stop guessing and start controlling their extraction.